GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, June 12th, and you are here with Downish Prop and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Or should we
Feels like
say howdy?
Howdy. It feels like a little quieter today. I feel like. I don't know why. The chat's looking very quiet. Apparently, Farcaster's dead. I didn't know. I just found out. I don't know if you knew.
You know, Farcaster's dead. You know what? I've had internet issues all this week and I think they're coming back up.
Oh no. Okay. So we're going to fly through this just in case. So that we make sure
I just turned all right, so maybe I'll get out of the unlonely chat for today and just like shut everything else off.
That's probably a good idea.
One thing can happen at a time today.
We can't, and hopefully I'll be fine because I was having issues the other day. All right, so hopefully
in the year 2024, why can't I live stream from my home?
All I want to do is just live stream from my home. This from V. Let's jump into it. Feature mutual follows for DC requests, direct cast requests. Warpcast now shows mutual follows in your request inbox. This makes it easier to find people you may want to respond to. So just a way to kind of figure out, is this somebody I do want to talk to or not? A little easier instead of going into it.
Are you getting a lot of DMs from people?
Yeah, all of a sudden I've got a few new ones. Yeah. It's starting to be like a little bit like Twitter, you know, your spam filter inbox in direct messages. So yeah, I've noticed that it's kicked up a little bit. So this is going to be helpful for sure. A few other things this on the way. Frame devs, we're experimenting with a slim embed for frames, starting with QC, quote, casts. Or now we're rendering some defaults. Image from frame image, title from OG title, CTA button from your frame if there's just one and it's short, otherwise view. Spec coming soon to give you more control. Until then, see these. So this showed a little bit of how these will look within the embed. And you can see it has like the smaller view. You click on it and it should show us the frame. So there you go. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. And also that's happened within direct cast too. Putting the smaller little embed in there and then you just pop on it and it pops open, which is very cool as well. So that's been, I think, some nice little improvements. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget that there's work required to make it so that frames work everywhere. Like,
yeah,
frames have been here since January, but
I know, right? They've been here forever.
Yeah. Thanks, Sourcex.
Someone said something about you were here before frames, and I'm like, yeah, like, it's pretty new. Like, it hasn't been around that long. Yeah, it's you kind of forget as time goes on. It just feels like they've always been there. This is really interesting from Dan. Love to get your take on this. If we changed channels to narrow casting, i.e., only people who follow the channel will see it in a feed, versus today, where all of your followers see all of your casts, regardless of channel. 1, I would want this for most channels. 2, I would want this for some channels. 3, I would want this for only a couple channels. And this was related to another cast that he made. What's preventing you from casting about your niche interests in channels? How can we make it easier? More likely you would do it. So there was a couple of responses that was pretty funny that led to Dan casting. Building and consumer is fun. Everyone wants the same thing. Easy peasy. And you've got Cameron saying 3 to answer his previous question, but really 4. I don't want this at all. distro. And then you have Antonio saying number 1, most channels. What's the point of channels otherwise? So what are your thoughts on narrow casting? What are you thinking?
At first I was like, this is impossible to answer. And then I really thought about it and I think I have an answer, but
okay.
You have to think about it. You know, are you thinking about it from the point of view of the caster who's like, a lot of people want to get their message out, or the person as the reader which is 90% of the network and what they want to see. And you don't really want to spam people. So let's say you're like super into Noggles or something, or a game, I don't know, or a game like CastOut.
Like Noggles or something.
I don't even. And, or maybe, right? So or something comes up and you're casting all about the NBA for the day, and I don't, whatever it is, pick your name.
Okay.
So, okay. So I realized my answer is, I think it should only show up in a feed if you follow that person and follow the channel.
Okay.
So it's one. So it's just, so you should narrowcast. I should see it. So I need to kind of opt in for it to show up in my feed. I want to opt into the caster and the channel, but here's my caveat, which was not an option. So it's I want Warpcast every now and then to surface information to me from channels that I might not follow, because how else am I going to discover? Like if I follow you and you're casting in another channel I've never heard of and lots of great things are happening, I need to be able to know that. So some of the like, oh, you might want to see this so I can discover new channels.
Okay. That sounds complicated, but
No,
I agree.
no, it's
don't think so?
super not complicated, very easy to do. Requires just a little machine learning, I think, is all. Not
I have no idea.
complicated.
I do think that there is some benefit to seeing things in channels, at least channels that I follow, that are from people I don't follow, because otherwise, how would I maybe even find that person? If it's on a topic that I'm interested in, I still should. I don't know. I think there's part of me that wants to still see that, but I don't know.
Oh, but I thought that wasn't being up for discussion. I mean, that was I thought it was the people if people you follow, do you want to see their casts if you don't follow the channel, as opposed to if you follow a channel, do you want to follow
Right.
do you want to see the people? So I like narrow casting. I just want every now and then them to surface interesting content of either channels I don't follow, I guess, or people I don't follow, so they can say, hey, maybe you want to follow this channel / person.
Okay. Yep. I follow that. Yep. And it also, yeah, I think I like that approach. That makes a lot of sense. Because I think following the channel to me is a bigger indicator of my interest than following certain people, I guess. It's a better way to look at it too.
And I am curious what the chat thinks. I'm sure people have opinions, and I'm sure they're saying it. And I know it's my job to monitor the chat and chat with you guys, but my internet sucks.
Saying very little today. I don't know. Maybe everyone's internet sucks today, because very few.
Yeah, but my internet sucks.
We've got a very quiet.
I'm too nervous to open up on Lonely.
Quiet stream today, and it's okay. We're gonna have a little chill morning, everybody. Yeah, nope. There's no comments.
Oh, it's because Farcaster's dead.
It's because Farcaster's dead. Remember? What was that one? Yeah, apparently it's dead. Okay, so moving on, we do have a few other fun things to chat about. Power badges. A lot of people chatting about power badges. So this is from Dan again. Thoughts on power badge. Power badge is flawed, but so is every other system. Most users with priority mode on like it. No one is entitled to someone else's attention. 3, we will be adding a way for accounts to add signal to their account in a self-serve way. 4, we'll also be tweaking the algorithm to require a minimum number of casts in a given period. And 5, get your friends to follow you out of band. Tweet out a link to your Farcaster profile, post a link in a group chat or community Discord. If someone follows you, power badge doesn't matter. So, and this also in related news, me and Becca Rogers studied because we just got the power badge. The interns were quite excited about their power badge, and I found that adorable.
It's hysterical watching, by the way. So I'm actually IRL with these interns, so I can kind of observe
which is
their
great.
Their off-chain behavior. They're hysterical. I've also onboarded my younger daughter to Farcaster. So when they saw the power badge, one, they're calling it verified because they're coming from the world of like Instagram.
Yep.
Even when they first came on and they looked at my profile, they were like, oh my God, you're verified? Because I have the power badge. Anyway, I'm like, first of all, it's not verification. It's not about celebrity status. Anyway, so they got power badges, the interns, and because they now are calling themselves Nepo babies, but this is how it works. It's because power badge people, because I had one, was interacting with them, and I've asked my friends to interact with them. So now they have it. So they're screaming that they're verified. I'm like, you guys don't get it. You're not verified. It's
That's
not.
hilarious. That's really
You have
funny.
a lot of learning to do, which is why
That
she
is
posted
really
on
funny.
asking for I was like, you got to just go back, read some basic articles, like figure out what Farcaster is. Do the research, people.
Do the research, people. Nepo accounts. There is now a thing. And by the way, Doofy said, sorry for not chatting much usual. I'm getting my tan on. Okay.
Okay.
Little shout out to the prompt.
In the morning?
I think that was a shout out to the pre-prompt tan.
Tanning. All right.
Which I thought that was good. Yeah, so it's really
we're very tan.
It was really interesting. I was surprised that they got a power badge so quickly. So that was interesting too. So that was interesting to see how that is actually working in real time with brand new accounts, because that has been
Jeff Goldberg will be on the case. Don't worry.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mystery to me. So good to know. But so more to come. Oh, I did think this was interesting too. We always talk about that. No one is entitled to someone else's attention. Clearly, I think that plays a role.
I don't think we talk about it enough.
You don't? Okay.
No, because I actually quote casted this one with that. No one is entitled, because I hear Dan say it. I don't hear many people say it. And I think it's one of those concepts that should be amplified, because it's somewhat a newish concept, because for the most part, I don't know, unless, most of social is like screaming in a room, screaming.
Right. And that's how you get the attention in the first place. Right.
Yeah.
Or that's what they think. Yeah.
And if we're trying to play a different game, it's like, how do you, everyone's coming here with their expectation of, hey, this is freedom of speech. I can go anywhere and scream, and I'm entitled to my audience. I'm entitled for everyone to hear it. And I just think it's a really important concept that Dan talks about, but it's probably something that I think would serve to be amplified and kind of pushed out into the
mainstream. The mainstream. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that, we're in an attention economy. So everything's about, you get eyes on this. And it's, so it does lead to behavior and expectations around that. And I think that,
and it goes,
we can change that narrative a bit. For sure.
I think number 2 and number 5 go really hand in hand together, which is, you're not entitled to someone's attention, but also number 5, if someone follows you, power badge doesn't matter. And I had casted out another story of my Twitter days. Like, I love Twitter. I say it all the time. Twitter changed my life. I was connected to like this tiny little community. It was an island. There were about 100 people. It wasn't massive. And I got a ton of value of it. So it's like, you can, if you make your own island, make your own power badge. You don't necessarily need this single one. You can still get value out of a social network.
Absolutely. So. But that said, power badge is being used as a metric for some things. And this is one. While you guys were, this is from Yasik. While you guys were quick to notice things, yes, starting tomorrow, we'll be increasing the power badge allowances to a minimum of 1,000 degen per day. So this is when, show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcome kind of situation. It's like, if we're incentivizing power badges and people want the power badge more, and
okay, this is fair.
Leading to this.
Yeah. Okay, if you're on your island, but I also feel like if you're in your own, like, you can get a power badge. By the way, the system, do you think that the power badge system as it is today will be the same system as it is?
Probably won't be the same next week.
In 3 months from now.
Yeah. No, I don't. It's always going to be changing. And it's always going to be, no. Well, I mean, that's, I think, what he's talking about right here. They're going to tweak it. So we'll be tweaking the algorithm. So there you go. So yeah, I think that it's always going to be changing, and what's important or what's valued is going to be changing. So yeah, but it's interesting to see. There's a lot of focus on power badge within, different parts of Farcaster. The bot farms and the not so bot, but really people, but follow people, that kind of situation. So you've got a lot of different
Yeah.
expectations and value people are putting on it. So it'll be interesting to see what takes that place, which I'm sure it will happen.
Yeah.
It will definitely happen at some point. So, all right, well, let's move on. We've got some other things. We've got to explain your background. So I'm going to start with that.
Basement dweller.
Basement dweller, should have learned how to type faster. Stop complaining, just type faster. And this came from Balaji's cast here.
By the way, it's a banger meme. It's a banger meme. One of my best. I'm not getting many likes on it. I think it's because people didn't understand the reference yet.
And so we're going to explain the reference so you can go
explain the
so you can like and laugh at Adrienne's banger of a meme.
Thank you.
We're doing the reverse now. Sometimes we explain the memes and this is a little different. We need you to understand so that you can
go make my meme a thing, the please.
Meme. Yes, go make her meme a thing. Many problems, this is from Balaji, many problems can be solved by simply typing faster. Writing code, type faster. Making slides, type faster. Creating content, type faster. That doesn't always work, sir. Deals don't work like this. Negotiations don't work like this. Those involve other people, but for a large class of problems, the only blockers are your fingers. Type faster. And then he went on to say, note, I do not literally mean only using keyboard shortcuts. A problem that can be solved by just typing faster is a problem that can be solved by you alone giving input to a computer. The faster you give input, the faster things move. Yes, you can click a mouse. That was his very long way of saying the mouse counts. So Dan replied, counterintuitive, but given a fast typist can type faster than they can speak, top tier typing may increase its relative value in an AI-driven world. And Balaji responded, yeah, I really don't want to give a lot of voice input to a computer. It's slower than typing, clicking, unless you are on the go or hands-free. So type faster is the solution to all of our problems. What do you think?
I think it's when I first read it, I was like, this is literally the dumbest thing Balaji has ever said. Like if anyone who's ever coded, made content or made slides, like it's the actual typing is not the bottleneck. It's the thinking.
Yeah.
And then of course, Dan has a conversation about AI, speech versus like that is taking it a step further. What he's actually saying though, right, is individual work is you, right? Like that can be, it's on you, work as fast as you can,
Right.
go, 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 go. The more complicated work is when you're dealing with people, negotiations, politics, and it's like it can only go so fast. I loved the responses. People are talking about like relationships, falling in love, like all the things that you actually can't rush sometimes. Oh, shout out Slowcore.
Slowcore, there we go.
And what's funny is this is also, I cast about DevOps all the time. This is literally like the essence of DevOps, which is everything you're doing, which is trying to eliminate having to talk to people and make it so you're kind of eliminating handoffs. So I had cast about that and shout out, I think it was Unica, who was who actually was the genesis for the meme, because I wouldn't have memed it, but she said, I'm waiting for this to become a meme. I guess for anyone complaining now, the answer is just type faster. And
type faster.
Actually, it's just, yeah.
Well, that's
you're a loser, also, type faster.
Type faster. Well, that's kind of also been the, how to solve economic problems. Everyone should learn to code. And that's just like, not realistic at all.
Just type faster.
It's really funny. So I thought about this and I had that same reaction of like, this is ridiculous. But okay. And then I thought about high school, and I will tell you, and I've said this many times over the years, the most valuable skill I learned in high school was typing. And I did not think it would be in the slightest at that moment in time, but because of computers and because of you got to remember, I learned to type on a typewriter. So like on an actual typewriter with paper and like a wheel and stuff, the whole thing.
Did they teach the boys to type as well?
Yeah, yes, everybody learned. Yeah, right, this is not just
you're not that old.
Not that old. No, everybody, it was everyone, and it was pretty much everybody took it too, which was interesting because of that reason. But it turned out to be one of the most valuable skills I've ever learned. So as much as I want to like laugh at that, there is some truth to it as well. Like it has a, you know, it's ridiculous and it's extreme, but there's some truth to that for sure. So I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, no. All right, just type faster, people. Type faster. You're just not typing fast enough. Moving on.
Can you tell my internet? Am I back? Can you tell my internet connection to type faster?
Oh, there you are. Yeah, type faster internet connection. Okay, a few more things before we wrap. We do have to. I have to share the new CastOut challenge in just a bit. This from Klaus Wilk. My final article on channel moderation. This one covers the actual process for moderating casts. So if you are still struggling with this, and I still need to do some tweaking on mine, go take a read. Give this a read. Give this a peruse. This would help you moderate your channels. So there you go. This from Aneri. Just in, Warpcast now supports smart wallet frame transactions. Minted a pod of Jesse Pollock and Koopa Troopa talking about smart wallet with my smart wallet. So smooth. So this is pretty cool. And smart wallets are sort of, you know, where we're going in terms of the key to onboarding those who don't want to use traditional wallets. So there you go. This from Phil. This was exciting. Maybe. Excited to announce that Bright Moments will be featured in the upcoming Christie's auction this June. It's a really special collection, 216 pieces containing the best of the best from our journey around the world. Can't wait to see who the lucky winner is. And if you go to their website, I did ask if, you know, who the artists were to get more information. And if you go to their, the brightmoments.io website, you can learn more about that. So that's pretty cool. I love seeing that kind of recognition for digital art in general. And Phil's done an amazing job with Bright Moments for sure. Yeah, that's exciting. And plus the gallery in Venice too right now. So amazing. Great job, Phil. And this also from Phil, Nikita has entered the chat. Okay. Jumping back a little bit to the nonlinear and DWR battle of ship and iterate or slow down and get it right. And we had this from Nikita. And then iterate is a losing strategy with any consumer product. It is just wrong to assume that people will give something a second try. If you're planning a blowout launch that exposes your product to most of the world's early adopters, you should be absolutely certain. And then, so Dan had replied, Nikita is smart in world-class of tactics, but hasn't built anything at scale or enduring. And then Johnny says cope. But wait, there's more. Nikita responded, for what it's worth, I don't think Farcaster employed a blowout launch strategy. And then Dan said, successfully baited him to cast. So was it?
You just need to go insult everyone, and that's how we're going to bring the masses.
Just keep insulting people till they respond to you. It does work for a certain class of folks. So there you go. This was really funny. So well done. You got him. Oh, this was the ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So that was pretty funny. And I do want to also just mention this from Uniswap. Uniswap has acquired Crypto the Game. So this is really interesting. So this is from Uniswap Labs Life Update. We acquired Crypto the Game. The CTG team will join Uniswap Labs, where they'll continue their work on season 3. And they'll also be cooking up on-chain experiments for the Uniswap community. So this is really interesting. For CTG fans, don't worry, the game isn't going anywhere. We'll bring our experience building one of the most popular on-chain apps to take season 3 to the next level. Get ready for new themes, new twists, and even more on-chain drama. Stay tuned. So congratulations, Dylan. This is very exciting. People love games. I think we figured that out. People love games. People love
games,
reality.
people love entertainment, and I imagine Uniswap likes to reach lots of people.
I assume so. So this is really exciting to see. So congratulations, Dylan. And in other news, in similar news, so yesterday, CastOut, the game that we're playing here, got rid of 7 players. So we're down to 7 players, and there's 2 men left, Tony and Cameron. So this is me and Cameron right now in the Mojo Dojo Casa house of CastOut house. So what we need to do now, though, is announce the next challenge. So get ready, Adrienne.
I'm ready.
Did you see my hint that I dropped?
I saw your hint. And I indexed on the Wiggles because I have 3 kids and I remember. But then I forgot to look at your emojis, and it looks like we're playing hot potato.
All right, get ready. Here we go. GM Farcaster's Onchain Summer continues with CastOut. 7 players remain to outwit, outplay, and outcast for a chance to win 100,000 degen. The next challenge is hot potato. Players will pass the hot potato via cast action starting at noon Eastern through 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. If the potato gets too hot, players can pass it to Nounish Prof for a break. The player at the top of the leaderboard at 11 a.m. Eastern on Thursday wins immunity, and one of the other 6 will be casted out. If you're not a cast out player, you can still play along. Back your favorite player on bracket.game and follow the cast out channel for all the fun. Are you ready and on? Let's outwit, outplay, and outcast this on-chain summer with CastOut. And thank you to our premier partner, Pinata, sponsor of both GM Farcaster and CastOut. So yes, it is a game of hot potato, but I'm making you guys take breaks so you don't get totally mad at me because it could be very
Are there scheduled breaks or what?
I'm going to schedule some breaks, but also I'm going to say that at any time you can take breaks because I may schedule them, and we've never done this before. So maybe I schedule them at the wrong time or something. So we're going to have a way that you guys can take breaks.
If someone gives it to you, you won't immediately pass it.
No, we'll have like a 2-hour break. So yeah. And then if somebody sends it to me and I'm asleep, we'll have a 6-hour break. So no bots.
Please, whoever has it last at night. Pass it to Prof.
Pass it to Prof.
I didn't hear any rules about bots.
No bots. You can't use bots. You have to use the cast action. You have to play yourself. Yeah.
Ringers. Can I pass my phone to someone?
I would prefer you did not. No. It should be
not allowed. Nope, not allowed.
Not allowed. No ringers, no bots. No ringers, no bots.
My phone under my pillow. I will sleep with my phone under my pillow tonight then.
This is what I'm trying to avoid. So that's why we're going to take the breaks. Someone will have to pass it to me sometime between 11 p.m. and midnight so that it goes into hibernation for at least 6 hours. So whoever is at the top of the leaderboard at 11 a.m. tomorrow will win immunity. And that means they've held the hot potato the least amount of time, is how you end up at the top of the leaderboard. So good luck. Are you surprised that you're still in? Or no? Any surprises yesterday at all?
You really don't know what to expect. I've been told to trust no one.
Fair.
And I've been asking my mentors, of which I have many, and they all give me different advice. So, like, who the hell am I supposed to trust? Everyone gives different advice.
That's hilarious.
My question yesterday was like, do you trust the person who says like, hey, trust me, or the person who is completely silent? Like, who's more trustworthy to you?
Yeah. It's hard.
Then, yeah.
So, because I was surprised. Kristen almost ended up being voted off. Like, she was very close. So it was, So that was surprising to me. But also like surprising that she didn't think that was a possibility. So that was interesting too. So there was some interesting.
I will say,
there's some interesting conversations happening in the background. So
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to at the end hearing more about all these decisions happening. So we will see. So I'm excited. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I
It's
am making
fun.
you take
Yeah,
breaks
it's all
so
good
it
and
doesn't
fun.
turn into like insanity. Because otherwise I think it would, because you're all too competitive. So I think you
People
need
are
breaks.
competitive. People love to win.
I
It's
know.
really fun, and I really like the your cast out show with Jason and TLDR.
Oh my God, it's been so fun. That's been really fun. So it's been great having Jace sort of just dive in on his own, like, and just, become a fan. I love it. And the surveys and all
And I
that's
loved,
been interesting.
yeah,
So
I loved K
um
Max. All right, too soon to rehash. I know
yes,
we'll wait. I just want to,
yes.
but I
And
love K
K-Max,
Max poll when
yes. It didn't work for me,
he
but
was
it was
who's
very interesting.
no, it didn't
Yeah,
work, but it was a great
it was a
question.
yeah, I forgot to pull it up, but it was whose brand is getting like the most bump from CastOut. And I
Like who's
honestly would say
winning? Who's
bracket
winning
game.
cast out?
I'd say bracket game more than anybody.
Bracket's doing great. And I was like a tie between bracket and the individual players and the
Yeah,
players.
yeah, I would agree. It's been really funny to be in the bracket game chat and have them chatting about CastOut. So that's been really funny, and asking questions and like trying to get some alpha. And so that's been a funny little unexpected twist to this whole thing.
Oh yeah, I will
So,
say I don't like guess who's at the top of the bracket?
I haven't looked today. Is it still Ted?
Well, I haven't
Hold
looked
on.
yet. Well, as of last night, it was me, and I don't like it's not a good place to be.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Check today. Yes, you
Um,
are. Yes, in both
it
ways,
feels
either by owner
yes,
and
I
by
have
price. Wow, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
I don't like
Yep.
it. It feels like I got a target on my back, and
Yeah,
I want to
I
fly under the radar. But
say that's fair.
listen,
Yeah, yeah. If you're at the top of
just
the
remember if you come at the queen, you better not
bracket,
miss. That's all I'll say.
if you're at the top of the bracket, you got a target. Whoa, fighting words. Everybody catch that one? Somebody clip that. All right, everybody. It's been fun. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you back here for Cast Out Edition tomorrow at noon Eastern, and then back Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We've had a little fluke thing happen with Luma because they stopped letting you do just repeating. So I'm starting to put individual ones up. So we will have a solution soon. Matthew's working on something, and hopefully we have a replacement soon. But if you were missing your reminder, that is why, and we will find a replacement very soon. And with that, we will
When is the
see
next
you. Look, go ahead.
Prof? When is the next vibe check watch party?
Oh, vibe check. Thank you. Vibe check is today, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you. I forgot. It's ready to go. So episode 2 of Vibe Check with the Icebreaker team is going to be playing right here at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So 10:30 a.m. Central, and join us in the chat for a little chat about the Vibe Check with Doofy. So every Wednesday we're going to be showing those until we run out. And there we go. So get making that content. Doofy. All right. And with that, we're out. So have a lovely day, everybody, and bye-bye.